So what's the point of the bow? Well, there is a point to it, and what I wanted to talk about actually was a lot of clients, a lot when I'm coaching, and the same as when I'm doing therapy as well, is people, they have a target, but it's kind of like a vague target, and they don't know how to hit it. And the thing is, unless you have a specific target, you can't hit it. Now your target can be often one I hear is a good one is I want to be happy. So I'm kind of sitting there thinking, well, what does that look like? What does happy look like for you? What does financial freedom look like for you? What else do we come up with? Work life, family life balance, work time balance, money and time balance. Um, we also have, time for self. That's kind of in the same thing. But so people, I want to be financially free. I want to be this. I want to be a digital nomad. I want to be blah 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 blah. Or sometimes the goals are, I want to be good at the sport I do. I want to take it to the next level. Or the hobby I have, if it's a creative thing, if you're an artist or a musician or something, I want to go to the next level. What does that look like? That's the first question I think pretty much any coach would ask. What does that look like for you? And you have to visualize it. I mean, with archery, it's easy. It's a yellow dot in the center. That's what I've got to hit. I know what that is, but what I know what my target is from life, and you need to draw out the specifics. That's the first thing. Then we need to move from there, and we need to think, right, okay, how do we do it? Well, as in the case of archery, and most sports actually, and anything we do, it starts with the feet. It starts with the foundations. It starts with what you're standing on. If what you're standing on is shit, or shaky, or your feet are always different, I'll show you what I mean. Right, so in archery, English stance, Korean stance, but if I start doing all of this on each different shot, I'm going to be all over the place at the target. I'm going to keep missing. Excuse the tan, by the way. I'm working on it. So I'm going to miss because my foundations are. If I've got 1 foot up here, 1 foot down here, you don't have to be on the level. That's the thing. You don't have to be on the level, but you have to be. It has to be. You have to be firm and solid. That's the point. So you start here. This then becomes your reference point, and I'll come into it later on. In archery, we have what they call anchors, and you can call them reference points. So I don't know if you harken your mind back to the shot I just took. Anchor point, the feet are the same. The next anchor point, the shoulders parallel parallel to the perpendicular, to the target. The arm up to the same height. The elbow up, the anchor point string on the nose. These are all reference points for working out what they call form. And if you take this into your life, you have reference points which you can go back to when things are going wrong. So if they're consistent, everything should be heading towards target. If one of those is out or something in between those is out, then you're going to be off target, and you can start to figure out and work out why. So that's the second foot. So the first thing is the foundations, the feet, in you as well. And also with those foundations, you can do the micro and the macro. So the micro, I mean, the kind of daily routine. Sorry, I was just watching the Swift. Yeah, they're coming in. They're really beautiful. So the micro is the daily routine: getting up, having the coffee, having the juice, taking time out to talk to your family, to your friends, not going straight onto social media. Whatever it is you do in the morning, that workout, mine's archery, the swim, whatever it is that you do, that's the micro. Taking care of the macro foundations is building a good foundation for your business or where you're going in terms of what your target is. Once you know what your target is, which is either business, personal, family, external. I mean, it's people who want to volunteer across the world, and it's kind of, how do I get to do that? Same thing. Let's shape the target. Let's specify what it is. Let's look at it, pick it up, visualize it, and then set the foundations. That's on the macro. And you got your anchor points. Where was I going? I'm going to get lost in a minute. So we move from there, and then when things go wrong, you can refer back. So the other problem that people experience is, and it's in archery, and I'm using archery because it's got all the labels with it. Target panic. So now you're focused on, you got your target, you got your footings, You got your anchor points, you're on target, and then you keep missing, and you don't know why, and you keep missing that business opportunity. You keep screwing things up. You know, you just get it in your hand, and then it all goes wrong, all goes to shit, and you can't understand why. Or you completely miss that sales deal, or you completely miss that opportunity that you had to further your career, or you completely miss the opportunity you had to spend more time with your family or your friends or whatever, or yourself, or go travelling, or whatever it was. You missed your target. And I mean, in archery, it's called target panic, and in various other sports, you know, they have a similar thing. You know, target panic. I mean, I think motocross is arm pump or something. You know, gets in the way of various things, get in the way of what you want. But it's target panic. You're so focused on the target, uh, you become too cognitive with it. So there's so much cognition going on and so much focus on that target that what you actually do is you put tension into your body and into your life. So if you put tension into an arrow, you know, it's now doing this because my body's doing that. And it's the same, you know, with your career and what you want to go to. If you start having anxiety attacks, which, you know, we all suffer from. You know, I've had it setting up my business. You know, it's not working, it's not this. Da, 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 da. So much focus on it, so much force trying to stop what's happening to get it back on the right path, and then you miss your target because there's too much tension, which we can work on if you're having that problem, and if you actually have archery target panic, we can work on that too. Whatever it is, whether it's you want to achieve more in your sport, your career, like I say, your family life, target panic. What you need to, which brings me to the third and the last thing. What you need to remember is there's an awful lot happens from here when you and you're focused on the target. There's an awful lot that happens from that point and the anchor points to actually hitting the target, and the bit that happens there, the journey, if you like, the journey you're on, the whole process is you have to believe in yourself, and you have to trust in your body knows what it's doing. You have to trust your mind knows what it's doing. You have to trust you know what you're doing, and you know your stuff, you know your shit, you know. And a lot of people fall down at that. Oh, so someone says better than me, or someone says this, or someone says that. There's an element of, yeah, okay, you need to have enough insight and humility to know when you don't know enough and when you are at your depth. But you also need to know when you are good at your stuff. It's not arrogant, it's just being honest. I am good at this and I am good at that. I mean, my archery is okay, it's not brilliant, it needs improving. But my career as a psychotherapist and coach, I'm good at it. I'm good as a lecturer, I admit it. Again, there's always room for improvement. But anyway, I'm digressing. My point is, and golfers will say the same, and anybody who golf, archery, any athletes, anything which uses the body, they'll say the same. Yoga, things like that. It's trusting that the body knows what it's doing. Trusting, it's muscle memory, and this thing here, this in between these two ears, this brain, is a muscle, and it has a memory, and it's muscle memory. It's trusting it. It's trusting in the body. So the same with archery. You pull up, you trust those muscles know exactly what they're doing. You stay relaxed, you stay focused, and you hit your target. You loose your ammo, and bang, and you hit your target. And if you're off, you know, go back to the anchor points. Go back to the anchor points. What's wrong? Start with the feet. Why did I miss? But we can work on that together. We can work on any of the blocks that you may have, or even in developing what the target is. So yeah, there we go. That was why I was doing archery. Yeah. Okay. Hope you enjoyed. Adios.